Happy Thursday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? My name's Caroline. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. I have to show you, I have a finish. I have my very first finish for 2022. And so I thought I would come on and share it. I've already shared this on Instagram. You can find me over on Instagram at Off the Grid Needlearts, but also where I shared this was on my shop Instagram feed, which is at Evertotes. And so if you follow me already over there, you've already seen this. However, I had to talk about it, so here we go. Ta-da! I know, can you believe it? I finished it. And I love it. I love it so, so much. This is the Red Berries chart by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. And I stitched everything that was left, pretty much I stitched on my holiday. And I just couldn't put it down. It was so much fun. It was just so much fun to stitch. I used a 28 count Zweigart linen. I believe it's the Platinum colorway. And 2 strands of floss, 2/2. And I used Leo&Roxy Floss in Dark Sage and Cheeky. And I finished it. So the next step is to fully finish it. A few weeks back, I shared a box that was made by a friend of mine, Neil, and I will be using that, the top insert in that box to use, you know, to put this in. I love it. I love it so much. I can't believe it. I think I finished it on January 2nd or 3rd. It was very close to the first day of the year. I thought I might be able to squeak out a finish at the end of December, but I had too much stitching left to do, and well, we were, you know, doing things together as a family. So I took my stitching time where I can. So yay, it's finished. So yes, I am still stitching. I'm still working on the other 3 remaining cross stitch projects that I was working on in December, but I have a few other things that I've been working on as well. Knitting wise, my sock. Look at, ta-da! I am well on to the foot. I think I only have 3 or 4 stripes left to do before the toe. Well, I usually underestimate. I probably have a few more to do. I left the other sock at home, so I can't even count it to tell you. But yeah, picking away at that. The yarn is by Timber Yarns, a local to me dyer in Ontario who specializes in self-striping sock yarn, and it's really, really just a beautiful, beautiful yarn. This was last year's holiday colorway, 2020's holiday yarn. So second sock about to be done. The other thing that I picked back up again, let me just share this to you, because if you've been around here for a while, you'll be amazed to see that I have started working on, just lost the yarn ball, to pick that up later. Sarah's Afghan. My daughter Sarah, a few years back, it was a few years back, I started an Afghan for her with yarn in a color that she chose, and it is, there's the bottom of it. So I've only knit 1 row since the last time I shared this with you, because I knit it yesterday. 1 whole row. Michelle Bendy, in her latest video, she talked about working on her Jakir shawl, and she was going to spend 30 minutes a day working on it. And so I thought, well, if Michelle can do it, I'm gonna join with Michelle. So I started a fun little hashtag on Instagram, 30 minutes a day with Michelle G. And I've decided that every day I'm going to go back and I'm going to find a video of Michelle Bendy Stitchy, a video on YouTube that I haven't watched, and Just watch 30 minutes of Michelle, so it's like a little visit with a friend, and knit 1 row of Sarah's Afghan because, well, the rows are really long. So whether it takes, the easier rows will take less than 30 minutes, but the more challenging rows where there are cables all across the row, those ones take a little longer. So I'm not a terribly fast knitter. So I thought 1 row a day was a good goal. This is the Talon throw by Brooklyn Tweed. And I'm using a yarn by Berocco Vintage, and it's just a gray. I don't know what the color number is, but I can find out if you're interested. But I think it's a staple Berocco Vintage. So that's the Talon throw by Brooklyn Tweed. And it is a beautiful stitch. Oh, my stitch markers. If you haven't seen these before, these were made by Kerri, the creative curator. And that's 2 Ks, like creative is spelled with a K, as is curator. 2 Ks, the creative curator. She lives in Australia, and she makes the most beautiful chainmail key fobs, scissor fobs, zipper pulls, and some of them, she has got some that have these wood inserts. I think that's my kangaroo. Yeah, that's my kangaroo right there. Can you see it? Is it gonna focus? Oop, there we go. And yeah, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Again, so her name is Kerri, and she's in Australia, and her things are beautiful. She has an Etsy shop. I'm pretty sure it's open at the moment. She does amazing work. So yeah, happy to be back knitting that again. I told Sarah that I would, when I started it, I would try to finish it by the time she was done university. She is halfway through her 3rd year. She has a 1.5 years left to go, so I better get a wriggle on. Anyways, what else can I tell you? What else can I fill you in on that's been going on? Lots of stuff going on in the shop. I do have another small finish that I worked on during the holidays. I'm actually going to give you a sneak peek today. So the rest of what I have to talk today about is things that are going on in my shop, Evertote. So if you're not interested in that, the rest of my personal crafting has to do with my work. So anyways, that's what I'm going to chat about for the rest of my time here. So I started something. Well, let me go and get it, and I'll show you. It's a bit of a sneak peek. Okay, so this is a sneak peek of, it's a small bird, and it's part of a larger design. So let me show you what I stitched first, okay? So there you go, you can see. Isn't it pretty? So I stitched that bird on this linen in about 1.5 days over the holidays, because it is it's part of a larger design that is going to be released at the end of next week. It's a collaboration with Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery and Kerri of Leo&Roxy Floss Co. And it uses 3 colors that are not new. You can see the brightest red is Falu red, and then the darker pink is Flamingo, and then the ecru is Antique Wedding Dress. So those are 3 colors that have been out for a little while now, but the linen is brand new. This linen was dyed by Kerri of Leo&Roxy Floss Co. for specifically for this pattern that Jacob designed, and it turned out so well that we actually also think it's going to work perfectly for a Winter Quakers, Rosewood Manor Winter Quakers conversion that we're working on. So I think you're going to be seeing this fabric from me a lot over the next couple of months. So none of the things that I'm talking about right now are actually available. I'm just kind of giving you a sneak peek because this is what I'm working on. This is what I've been doing. So this chart, so the chart that this bird is a part of is called Isabella's Heart. So I can't show you the chart because we're not quite ready to release it, but that's the name of the pattern. It's called Isabella's Heart, and it was designed by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. And I'm going to have pre-sales available at the end of next week. So these are pre-orders. So like you may think back to when we released the Higa collection, the Moonshine Cabin collaboration that we did, where there were pre-orders and then it took us about 5 to 6 weeks to send everything out. This is going to be the same kind of scenario because in order for us to be able to offer enough quantity, we need to be able to have enough time. We're quite a small, we're a small company, and so it takes us a little while to get all of these things, get all of our ducks lined up in a row, and we need to also have an idea of how many people will wish to do this. So, so you can look for more information coming at the end of next week regarding Isabella's Heart, and there will be a bag, a full. It's a beautiful fabric. So I'll give you a little peek of the fabric next week. And so there, that's the bird that is part of the larger design. And this is a little sneak peek of the fabric called Blank Slate, dyed by Kerri, Leo&Roxy. So I'm really excited about this. So I stitched this. So because I stitched this on a 36 count version of this fabric, and I used 1 strand of floss over 2. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to have 2 different stitched versions to offer as a sample. And so I chose to do just the bird on the 36 count, and I'm going to fully finish this into, I don't know, a flat fold or a pillow or something, or either that or it'll just go in my stack of finishes. And one day when I, you know, get the desire to fully finish things, either that or I'll send it to Rai McGuy, Ellen's friend Ryan, who does amazing finishing for Ellen. He does not do it as a business yet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You should, Ryan, because your skills are amazing. So maybe I'll send it to Ryan and see what he can do with it. But I'm really excited to share the whole thing with you next week. So yeah, anyways, just to share with you that I actually did other stitching than my red berries chart that I finished. I finished something else as well. So the full version, I am stitching on a 28 count piece of linen using 2 strands of floss over 2. I can't share that with you yet though, because I haven't even started it. So that I'm starting this coming weekend, and I will be able to share that, how that stitching looks on the 28 count. I'll be able to share that next week. And I think that's it. We've got a few other things that are new in the shop. The most beautiful, accidental, one-of-a-kind black floss. I'll put in our cover photo. I'll put in our website photo here while I'm talking about it. We've named it Cousin It. I think we have 5 hanks worth of it. It was an accident. It was not supposed to be what it turned out to be. That's just something sometimes happens. That's just something that sometimes happens when you know, the chemical process of dyeing floss, when you're working with cotton and dyes, things sometimes happen that you don't expect. And this floss was supposed to be something else, but it was just so beautiful. I said, we have to offer this as a one-of-a-kind floss. So we've named it Cousin It because we have, we're working our way up to the whole family. We have Morticia, Gomez, and now Cousin It. We also have a few coming down the pike. We do have a Wednesday, and that'll be released at another time. But so we've named it Cousin It, and it is a black floss with a blue variegation throughout it. So you can see here in the photo how it looks, and it was just a really interesting thing that happened with this particular floss. It is a one of a kind. Kerri has no idea how to do it again. Maybe she'll try and see if she can have the same happy accident happen again. I don't know. But for now, what we have, that's all I have. I can't guarantee that we'll ever have any more. So when you see OOAK beside a floss name, that stands for one of a kind. There are a few of them in the shop at the moment. So OOAK is one of a kind. We've got a couple of discontinued. We've got 2 discontinued floss colors that are, we were only gonna have a little sale for a week, but we'll just keep them up for sale until they're gone. It's Wisteria Plus and Mushroom. Both those 2 colors are being discontinued, and I think they're $1 off in the shop at the moment. And other than that, the January bag is up. There is all I have here, right here with me to show you is the wedge tote version of it, but it has, color of it is, it's like a silvery gray, and the accent is this black, and there are X's on it, and the gold one is metallic. Now it's not a glitter, it's metallic in the fabric, and then the accent fabric has the same, right? And then the lining is this fun gray with a speckle and a shooting star. Where's the shooting star on this one? There it is. You can see that. There. So the wedge totes come with a strap. They fit an 8-inch square Q-snap. They have the wedge, the flat bottom, so they open up wide at the bottom, the base, and knitters like them as well. The medium flat fits an 8x11 Q-snap, and the large fits an 11-inch square Q-snap. There was some new floss released as well with the January set. It's a set of 6. So there are quite a few options in the January bag section this month. We also made a small bag in a fabric that was part of the same collection that had these sort of moons, circles on them that are also, they have that same metallic, beautiful shine. I love the small size. It's such a handy, I don't actually have a completed one. This is one that still, as you can see, it still needs finishing. And the small bags have just a plain, lovely gray lining on them. So there's a lot of choice because you don't have to, you know, get everything. You can just have just a medium bag with floss, large bag with floss, without floss. You can get the whole collection that includes, I think if you get a bag plus the small bag, it's $5 off. So anyways, and I'll tuck in a photo here of the new floss colors because as usual, they're beautiful. And they're quite a bit of fun. They were just a bit of fun. There's 2 really bright new ones, Fuzzy Peach and Goldilocks. And it was nice to include those 2 real bright pops of color into a set for January. So anyways, thanks for letting me share. And yeah, the shop is Evertote. So it's www.evertote.com. So I am the maker of the project bags. I have Hannah and Matt and Leah here at the shop, at the workshop. We make a pretty great team, and we're the exclusive seller of Leo&Roxy Floss. So I think that's it for me for my coffee break time. Speaking of which, I haven't even drunk my coffee yet, and I've probably talked longer than the amount of time I had available for a coffee break, which is par for the course, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sure you've heard Luna snoring away behind me for the past few minutes. It is really nice to be able to have her here. I didn't bring her a couple of days at the beginning of this week, Monday and Tuesday, and both Hannah and Leah both said, Matt was off at the beginning of the week. It's not, he likes Luna too, but he wasn't here. Both Leah and Hannah said the office felt quiet and a little bit empty with her not here, because even if she's not, she's just sleeping in the corner, there's that presence, you know? If you have animals, you know what I mean. You know when there's an animal in the room, no matter what they're doing, because it's a bit of a comfort. And just hearing her, she follows me around this space, and so they'll hear her ticking up and down the hallway. And yeah, she's become part of the team. So anyways, all right, well, I better sign off for today. It is a beautiful snowy day. The snow that has been falling on and off today has just been that perfect fluffy flake where it just kind of floats gently down and isn't, like, you know, whipped up by the wind and right in your face. It's just been really, really nice to watch out the window. I haven't actually had to go out in it, though. I did have to get to work this morning, but it was nice. I am a fan of snow. So I know it's not always a popular opinion, but I do love snow. So, all right, well, that's it for me. Once again, Happy New Year. Happy 2022. I wish nothing but the best for all of us this year as we look ahead to the year ahead. May it bring us a better year ahead for all of us. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Happy stitching. There's one other thing I forgot to tell you about that was on my list to remember to mention. Kerri, the dyer behind Leo&Roxy Floss Co, has a new Instagram account, and you can follow her at Leo&Roxy Floss Co. I will leave a link to her account page in the description box below. This is the room beside my sewing room, and you can see I've brought my Calex shelves from IKEA from home. These were my shelves that were at home, and I've been slowly moving my stash from home here. So I've been working on organizing and filling up my shelves. So lots of goodies. Lots of goodies up there. Things that I've got. My aunt made that basket. She's a very talented basket weaver. And my mom asked her to make one for me for Christmas a few years back. And lots of charts and patterns. Everything. All my favorite things. So anyways, okay, that really is it for me today. Take care, you guys. See you next week.